Eagles were the better team. I can't say it any other way.
I don't really think everybody knows what they're about to witness.
I know talent when I see one. I should be an NFL scout.
Jonathan, I don't like that pick. I love that pick. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Season 5 of the Dorm Debate Podcast. Round of applause, everybody.
Let's go.
We have everyone
good,
here
guys.
on hand.
Feels good.
We are old. 5 years.
We're still in the
people
dorm, though.
We're aged.
We are still in the dorm. We're in our 5th year master's degree.
We got held back. Pick one.
We're using our COVID year.
We redshirted the COVID year. Yeah.
I love it. Well, we have a great series of videos for you guys. We are going to be going over rankings for every single division in the AFC and in the NFC. So each of us will tell you our best or our first team and the team that's coming in last. And so this video is the AFC East. And then other videos will be each other division. So we're going to have a video for each division for you guys. Make it a little shorter, a little more digestible for you guys. So without further ado, I say we get right into it with the AFC East division. Now, if you're new to football or you don't remember, the AFC East is the Bills, Dolphins, Jets, and Patriots. Now, a little refresher last season, the Bills were the winner at 11-6, and the Dolphins were also 11-6. They came in second. Jets were 7-10, came in third, and the Patriots were dead last at 4-13. A couple things to note here. Patriots have a new coach. Bill Belichick is no more. Jonathan, your favorite coach, is gone. Now it is Gerard Mayo, a former linebacker for the Patriots, now head coach for the Patriots. So I have a lot of notes about who these teams have added and who these teams have lost, but I think let's just get to what the people want and see who is first in our divisions. So
Yeah,
I'm going to say my
stats. Do stats and statistics and facts matter against vibes and gut feelings? Like, this is football, right? You know, like they matter a little
They
bit.
do a little bit.
But it comes down to heart.
What's your gut feeling say?
Yeah.
So with the AFC East, the team I have coming in first is the New York Jets. The New York Jets are coming in hot, and they are going to win the division. Jonathan, I know you said it last year. Unfortunately, Rodgers got hurt. I think this year is going to stay healthy, and I like the additions that they have. Probably number one defense in the league. I have the Jets. John, who do you have?
The team that will win the AFC East this year is the New York Jets. I also have the New York Jets winning the division with Rodgers there. Just the aura of this team is going to be amazing. The defense is going to play well. Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson. Jets are winning the AFC East.
It's already starting. For me, the AFC East winner. I know Jonathan's not going to pick them. The Bills, the Buffalo Bills.
Interesting. For me, the AFC winners, this team is going to win the AFC, guys. The AFC East, guys. This team is the Miami Dolphins.
No.
Okay. Tyreek Hill was voted the best player by his peers. Okay. Speed kills.
He shouldn't have.
Speed
He
kills.
shouldn't have won.
And he's gonna show that again. He had a great season last season. He's gonna have a great season this season. Tua has some pretty good experience under his belt. He's gonna come back improved. They have some speed in the backfield as well with Devin Achane, and some other speedy receivers like Jalen Waddle. This team's gonna be unstoppable. This offense is gonna be unstoppable for sure. And
unless they got into cold weather, then that'll stop. That's the only caveat. It's the only thing that, for real, that's the only thing that stops the Miami Dolphins is cold weather.
Yeah, November, December football.
But where's the Super Bowl? Because if it's in a warmer area, they might have a shot if they could survive long enough, you know?
They would have to be a first or second seed to make sure that they got a home game in the playoffs. But winning the division would do that. So, okay, so you have the Dolphins. We have Dolphins, we have the Bills, and we have 2 Jets. Okay. Who is coming in last in the AFC East?
Should we say it at once?
Count us down. Count us down. I think we haven't discussed this previously, but let's count us down, Jared, and then we'll say it on after 3.
3, 2, 1.
New England Patriots.
Okay, good job, guys.
Right, we don't need to
we don't need anything.
We don't need to even talk about them. On my Excel sheet, I didn't even list who they added, who they got rid of. All I said is there's a new coach, and that's it. And Drake May. Drake May is going to be fun to watch, but irrelevant as far as this next season comes.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm happy. Filming this August 2024. I'm pretty pleased with just moving on. This clip could blow up in our faces if they have like an amazing run, but I'm happy with what
me too.
Nah, it won't happen. It just won't. I have them winning 1 game. There's no way.
I have them squeaking out 3 somehow.
Jeez.
The week 16 and 17 wins when no one's starting.
When nobody
you have
cares.
them both, so both of you have them regressing because they had 4 wins last year.
Oh yeah, they'll definitely be worse.
So I want to get into Caleb, you first, with the Bills, because my sheet here, you got to remember they lost Stephon Diggs.
Yeah,
they lost Gabe Davis. They lost Tre'Davious White, Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, Leonard Floyd. Where is this offense coming from? Shakir? Is it coming from their new addition, their draft pick, Keon Coleman? Curtis Samuel? How is this gonna run? How do you think they're gonna win the division when you have teams like the Jets who have Aaron Rodgers, Mike Williams they added, Garrett Wilson, Dolphins, we know who they have. How are they gonna be able to compete?
Oh, you're asking me.
You're the only one who
picked them to win the division, so
did you remember?
When you I'm playing. I know when you put it like that, it is pretty hard to defend. But no, I think the Bills, beyond saying it's their year, amongst the 4 quarterbacks, right? We got Brissett's the starter for the Patriots. We don't have to talk about, the details of that. Aaron Rodgers to Josh Allen. For me, the Bills still have Josh Allen. That's the offense. He's still that good. He's that legit. And the this year kind of story that you might hear other people say, I think it articulates more like that he is that good, that you've seen other quarterbacks lose their weapons and they don't do as well. I think he is one of the quarterbacks that amongst the receivers can still do really well. I mean, obviously he runs, I think he had less rushes than Hurts, but one of the most rushes in the league. And he's just that good that you could take away Davis, even Diggs. I think Diggs, left the Bills for chemistry reasons beyond just targets because he was doing well. I think he'll still do well because it's Josh Allen. And within that division, Tua has great, like his highs are so high, but injuries have, you hope he stays healthy. The weather thing, like the Dolphins have been diffused in some ways. And the Jets, I mean, historically for the career, Aaron Rodgers is probably above these guys, but he is coming off an ACL injury. And that's where I couldn't give the Jets enough. Like they still managed to go 7. Achilles, yes. I keep saying, I don't know why I keep saying
that.
I do keep saying that. Achilles. Didn't learn after a year. I just couldn't give the Jets enough. I was impressed they still went 7-10 because of their defense, but I just think, I know Rodgers has been in the news for non-football things, and that's kind of neither here nor there for me. I think he is legit, but what Tom Brady did at that age was it might just be unique to Brady, and that's considering that he wasn't coming off injuries the way Rodgers is. So that's why I see where on paper the Jets should be great. And it is Aaron Rodgers, and you don't really want to bet against him. But I'm just thinking it's Allen. I think it's the Bills.
It makes sense because, I mean, this is arguably Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the division.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Where I'm coming from the most. Tua would be close. And Jonathan, last year I gave you credit because I've been in my sheet, my Excel sheet. You had a comment where it's like if Tua's healthy the whole year, like you had to be number 2, but you did make a statement like him being healthy, full healthy, is dangerous. So it's like that's the thing with Tua, but because that's where I'm coming from the most with the Bills is like I do think Allen in that division, all factors considered, is probably the best. Tua might, because
Allen's the best right now, unquestioned in that division.
So we think Allen is better than Rodgers right now?
Yeah, everybody would say that.
Well, coming off a healthy year versus the ACL. In a normal
would you,
other year,
Jonathan?
What was that?
Would you?
I don't think so. I don't
Whoa,
think so.
Mike.
Allen's a great quarterback. Don't get
How?
me wrong, but I wouldn't separate him from other quarterbacks. I think they're all about the same. I think it's all fair now. Tua is fair game. Rodgers is fair game. Rodgers has done so many great things. He's won a Super Bowl.
How can you say they're all the same?
well, minus the Patriots, of course.
They all. There's nobody that separates themselves. Josh Allen, his issue is he causes too many turnovers. There's some stat that shows he's had the most turnovers in the past, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 seasons than any other quarterback in the NFL. Okay, that's an issue. It's all about turnovers. And so, can you depend on this guy to win a Super Bowl? Because I'm always thinking Super Bowl. So, who's the most dependable in that division? Aaron Rodgers has won a Super Bowl. He has the experience. He's a great leader. Okay, Tua, he has some good playoff experience. He has some key weapons. I think they're all about the same. There's nobody that separates themselves that does all these things.
Well, Jonathan, let me ask you this. You have the Dolphins winning the division. Who do you think's going to come in second? Like, who would you give the edge to, the Jets or the Bills? Like, who's going to be the more competition for the Dolphins?
That's a good question. I'm going to say the Jets. If Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, I'm going to say the Jets. Okay? We already know how great their defense is. Their offense just needs to do a little. Okay? Just put some points on the board, like 15 to 20 points a game. Your defense will be able to win you the game. And so,
Right.
I think the Jets.
Yeah, that defense.
The Jets are. I think they'll probably get second. The Bills. It's going to be a tough, close matchup between the Bills and the Jets in terms of who gets second. But yeah, you can't beat the Jets defense with turnovers like that. And Josh Allen, they haven't run away from it. That's their identity. Okay, that's their identity. It has been past few seasons. Yes, he's gonna have great flashy plays that go on, go viral on ESPN. But who can actually get them the furthest? It's gonna be the Dolphins and then the Jets.
Who do you think will have the better season, with Josh Allen with a whole new receiving core, or Tua with Waddle, with Tyreek, Odell,
Braxton Berrios,
Achane?
Yeah, Achane.
Although the Bills do have Cook too, and James Cook started to flourish towards the end. Can you guys hear that?
Yeah,
by the way?
we could hear that.
Yeah, they have Cook.
It's raining heavy. Let me change it to my this one. Can I? Oh. Is it annoying or?
Yeah, it's bad enough to where I would say mute yourself if you're not going to talk.
They have Cook. You're right. Buffalo Bills have Cook, and I think a lot of people will be surprised by how good Keon Coleman ends up being. I think he's going to be really good. He's probably going to be the best receiver, but he's not going to be on that same level as Diggs was, where you can throw 10 to 12 passes to him a game, and he's not going to be exceptional like that. But I think he's going to show to be a dependable rookie. But we're talking about playoffs and who's going to go the furthest. I just don't think they can do it with this receiving core. Josh Allen, he really depended on Diggs to get those double teams and things like that. I don't think they have a receiver that can warrant that attention from defensive backs this season. So he's going to have to use his legs like he always does. At the end of the day, it's going to be, he's a big guy, so it's going to be tough tackling him regardless, but still, they have to come up with a different game plan because I think with Diggs gone, I don't know who the offense goes through basically this season. Okay. Cook is good, but I don't think you can depend on Cook. He's a small guy. You can't give him the ball like most of the game, right? He's going to get worn out through the end of the season. So, yeah, I think the Bills are going to struggle.
So, Jared, I'm curious. I mean, you and I both picked the Jets. From my standpoint, I have the Jets going 13-4. So I think they're going to be one of the top teams, in the AFC. And then I have the Bills and Dolphins going 10-7. So I think they're going to be about even.
10-7.
Yeah.
For the Dolphins as well.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I think they're going to be about even, and then Patriots I have winning only 3 games. But Jared, where's the separation for you?
For me, I actually, when I was looking through who the Jets added, I was super impressed. First, they added Mike Williams. He's good. I'm worried about him playing on that MetLife turf. He gets injured a lot. If he can stay healthy, he's a great target for Rodgers down deep passes, stuff like that. But mostly it's going to be Garrett Wilson. But what I really liked is they got Tyron Smith, tackle from the Cowboys, and they got 2 starting Ravens O linemen that are now on the team. They drafted first round pick in their draft, drafted a tackle. They already had Elijah Vera Tucker, who's a guy they drafted a while back. They are making sure that this line is elite. And who does that impact most? Aaron Rodgers, and it impacts Breece Hall. And Breece Hall, John, you've been saying it. He's going like 1 or 2 in fantasy drafts. Yeah. There's a reason for that. He was already eating with the line not being great.
Oh, yeah.
You added a Cowboys lineman and 2 Ravens linemen starting. This line is going to be elite and probably top 3 in the NFL. Yeah. And when you add in Breece Hall, you add in the protection that Rodgers is going to have, the time that he's going to have, extending plays, and you add Mike Williams, Garrett Wilson. This offense looks really good. And then I don't even have to talk about the defense. The defense is what it is. So I don't really know how they get worse than last year. For one, they went 7-10. They're gonna be a top team, and I have them going 14-3.
Wow,
that's a pretty steep. They're gonna lose more games. I'm telling you right now, they're gonna lose more games than that. But they're gonna be a probably 1 or 2 seed. I would hope that they would get a bye if the Chiefs kind of have a little Super Bowl hangover and maybe lose some early games. But that's why I'm so high on them. You built up that line. You got an extra receiver for Rodgers, and Breece Hall is going to be eating behind that line. Like, it looks too great on paper. But they are the Jets, so you got to keep that in mind that they have really bad luck. So yeah, I wouldn't take my word for it, but that's on paper. I just can't deny to put the Jets 1.
And so who do you have more confidence in as a threat to the Jets, the Dolphins or the Bills?
The Bills.
Oh, okay.
The Bills.
Okay.
And the reason for that is what Caleb said earlier. Tua is not better than Josh Allen. Josh Allen's the best quarterback, in my opinion, in this division.
What are you basing that
on? Tua's too inconsistent for me. Like, he's up and down throughout the season. At least Josh Allen, he's consistently throwing turnovers, but he counteracts that with his rushing touchdowns, passing touchdowns, basically carrying the team on his back for most of the game. The good thing is Diggs didn't really have a great season last year. So maybe having Diggs gone and having that yapping ear on the bench, maybe that might be a good thing for him to kind of play a little bit more free, not have to worry about egos on the sideline.
Yeah. And I just want to add one thing to that is, remember last season, we went to the Bills and Chiefs game, but remember the Bills went on a stretch where they won a bunch of games in a row. They actually beat the Chiefs at the game that we went to. And remember, Gabe Davis basically was non-existent. I mean, he maybe had a game with like 7 catches and 100 yards, but then the next game, 2 straight games, he has 0 catches. They're not even a target. And then Diggs really didn't have an impact at all. Late in the season, it was really Dalton Kincaid, Shakir was getting used, and James Cook. So it's not like, oh, wow, Josh Allen has to reinvent himself now that Diggs and Gabe Davis are gone. He kind of already played without them for the last 5 or 6 games of last year. So it's not really that big of a change that he has to go through.
Yeah, and to add in on the Dolphins side, every time they played a good team, they lost. Like, they never showed up when it mattered most. And that's what's concerning. Every time they make the playoffs, they shit the bed, basically. They shit the bed and they don't play to their potential. But in the beginning of the season, they're probably going to start off red hot like they always do. And then for some reason, they fizzle out towards the end of the season. And it's happened too many times to where I can't really put my faith in that. Yeah, I mean, that offense.
In the playoffs, they lost to the Chiefs, right? In this previous playoffs. So
yeah.
That's understandable.
The last one, they didn't have Tua, and they lost to the Bills.
So they've been unlucky. They've been unlucky.
But they just always are trending down right when the playoffs start. And like Caleb said, the weather, I'm sure that plays a big factor. I don't know why, but the weather just plays a big factor in the Dolphins season. And it just seems like the Bills, regardless of how they do the previous year, I think they've won the East this is 3 or 4 straight times. So
Well,
I feel more confident that they could be second rather than the Dolphins being second.
honestly, it's like a lot of it is luck. Okay, the Dolphins have really been the true competitor the past few years, but now if Aaron Rodgers remains healthy, they have 2 other like competitors that they have to go against, and I think they're gonna have a tough time against the Jets and the Dolphins. And their schedule, I think overall the schedule is pretty tough. Okay, they have the Dolphins as a third game, or a second game rather. Then the Jaguars. Okay, Trevor Lawrence.
That's
Then they have the Ravens.
dude, that's easy.
No, Ravens, Texans. Oh, revenge. Oh, I think we're overhyping the Bills a little bit. Yes, Josh Allen's talented and he's fun to watch at times, but it's gonna. I think they're gonna have trouble this season. And I think I think John, that was a great way you put it in terms of Josh Allen doesn't have to change his game. I think he might have to change his game. Okay, I think the defense is game planned against Diggs and Gabe Davis. Like, don't let those 2 receivers beat us. And that's why it left opportunities for Cook to do well. It left opportunities for other receivers to do well. There's nobody there. Yeah. And we're going to see that. There's nobody there. All Josh Allen can do is use his legs. And I think they're going to be able to stop that after a while. So it's going to be interesting to see how they adjust, but it's definitely going to be tough.
Yeah, one interesting thing before we wrap it up. Jordan Poyer left the Bills. He's now on the Dolphins.
Yeah. Yes.
Ooh.
So a little insider information for the Dolphins now as they go in, and maybe if they can beat the Bills in both meetings, they have the tiebreaker. They tied last year 11-6, so that tiebreaker is gonna be very important. If Poyer can give him a little bad stuff about Josh Allen and maybe say, oh, he likes to do this instead of that, and give him the little tendencies. Yeah. They could easily win the head-on division. Caleb, any last thoughts or no? Are you still in the rain?
I think the storm has passed.
Okay. Any last thoughts before we wrap up?
No, I mean, you all have great points. I just think Allen, if it's even Allen's legs alone, make him one of the best quarterbacks in the league. So you combine that with Cook's legs, Kincaid's legs, you got a good team on your shoulders, you know?
Yeah, long legs. Big